Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Julia, and this is Julia's Art Dolls. Today I have a chat and change. Well, I guess it's a chat and change. It's more like a details video. I have Caspian here with me. I have shown you him in a couple of videos. I've mentioned that he's available, so I thought that I would show you up close what he looks like, give you some of his details. He is available on my eBay. I have that linked in the description here and also in my bio on my page and also in some of the videos that he is in. I have been showing him a little bit and talking about him a little bit, but I haven't like officially shown you what he looks like, talked about the details. So we're going to do that together. So let me bring the camera in so you can see him up close and yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, this is Caspian. He is from Bountiful Baby. He's a Reborn. I created him myself. He is, I want to say 19 inches, probably just about 19 inches, and he is a true newborn. I've been loving him because I just love how he folds up. His little legs are all scrunched up. I've weighted him very floppy. He's pretty heavy though. I have a bassinet that has a weighting mechanism, and he came up at about 7 pounds. So let me take his stuff off. I wanted to change him anyway because he's been in this for a little bit, probably about a week now, and I want to wash it because most likely if whoever purchases him, this outfit will be going home with him. So this is the outfit that he will be arriving in, and then I also send another outfit home with a bunch of accessories in my box openings. They're pretty sweet. They're not like extravagant, but I like to give a nice experience for things for mommy and baby. I think it's really important, right? The box opening is part of the experience of buying a newborn. It's exciting. It's something that we look forward to. So I put a lot of time and effort and thought into the box opening. How cute are these little booties? They actually fit. I've said before, it is so hard to find tiny, tiny ones. I'll buy some and it's like 0 to 3 or 0 to 6 and they are way too big, but those I got lucky with. I feel like I got these at Walmart. I think they're just like a Carter's brand. So let's take his clothes off and I'll show you some of his details up close. I use heat set paints. I still have, I know that Genesis has discontinued quite a while ago, but my goodness, I have had the same paints for the most part for like 6 years now. You use so little, you know, and they're pretty big pots, and they have just lasted me. I mean, some of them I'm right down to the bottom of, and I have purchased some different brand of the heat set, but I have quite a bit of the Genesis heat set paints still. What did oh goodness, I can't remember the brand. I think I got it on Irresistibles. It's whatever brand they have on Irresistibles. I am not crazy about it. It's very like runny. I've used it. It's okay, but nothing has been like the Genesis. I have to try some of the other brands. I know there's a few out there. But anyway, I use heat set paint, and then I also use an air dry varnish. Why can't I talk today? Sorry. An air dry varnish. I use the heat set varnish, and then I also use a air dry varnish. I've just been kind of experimenting with combinations of that. I use a sealant in between them because it helps the two different formulas bond. I haven't had any issues with it. So yeah, like I just think that I like to know that my babies are extremely protected. I like, I come from, I don't know, I think maybe it's a little bit different now, but years ago, well, I can't even say years ago because it's only been about 6 years, but I guess I'm just someone that is okay with the rough texture. He's not rough by any means. He's pretty soft, but I don't mind that because it means he's going to be protected. My baby is going to be protected that much longer because that eventually wears off. And I'm fortunate because I paint, I'm an artist, so I can do touch-ups. So I don't really mind if it wears off because I just go back in and I do a touch-up. But for those of you that don't paint, you want it to be on there for as long as possible. And if you don't handle your babies and they're just kind of laying there as displays, then you don't really have to worry about it. But if you're someone like me who likes to change and take your babies out and cuddle and role play, they're going to get worn. So I like kind of having as much of that on as I can get without it compromising the look of the doll. So anyway, all right. I have painted him extremely newborn-like, at least I think so. His feet are extremely dark, red, almost like a purple. This still, I feel like, is not quite close enough, so I'm gonna bring it up. There you go. So that's his feet. And his little nails. He doesn't have a whole lot of nails on his toes. There you go. I enjoy dark creasing, so he has fairly dark creasing. I painted him as, a Caucasian skin tone. I wasn't thinking biracial, multiracial, or anything. He's a little bit darker than some Caucasian skin tones, but I think he has a very nice coloring. He has blushing on his hands quite a bit. I think this tends to be kind of my distinct style of painting. I like a lot of blushing on the hands and feet. This is a little bit more than I do on most feet, just because I wanted him to have that very red newborn look. So that's his hands. And then his nails are really nice. I'm really proud of his nails. They are very natural looking. They're not super white tipped. Let's see, is it gonna focus? Focus. Come on. I feel like it's not focusing. Anyway. So, yeah, but you can tell that they're very natural looking. Here's this hand. See that? And Here's a very close-up of his hand. He has blushing throughout his legs. He has some veining. You can see a vein here. I very much enjoy veining. It's my favorite part to paint. You can see it in here on his wrist, but he doesn't have veins that are super visible. But they're there. You know, you can see them. See? Maximo. Always trying to get right in here. Not today, honey. You gotta sit on this side of mommy. So yeah, he's got some veining. I did capillaries on his eyelids, little red capillaries on his eyelids and in his ears. It's so hard to show you details on the videos, and even picking it up in pictures can be difficult, but like the realism in his ears, it's pretty awesome. He looks really great. You can't really tell, but even just the coloring, you can see that looks very nice. But there's some capillaries in his ears there, and then he has some capillaries on his eyelids, and he has some glossing over his lips and in his nose. He's got quite a bit of blushing on his face. And this is the first time that I feel like I'm just holding him by the head and he's all stretched out. I'm sorry. That I did rooted eyebrows. I wanted him to look very fuzzy. You know, all that lingo. So he has blonde. I painted his eyebrows so you can see some darker, like it looks dark right here. That's because it's, well, there is some brown in the eyebrows. So it's brown and blonde in the eyebrows. It's been painted and then I rooted over it. And then I rooted blonde in here and all around his hairline. Let's see, his hair's getting... I love this little look. I've been doing that. You don't have to do that. You know, it lays flat. It's rooted kind of to the side here in this direction. Just in the front here, it comes forward, and then in the front, it kind of goes to the side. But, so there's that. See that? But I just like how it looks like that. It looks like, I don't know, like a little newborn, messy hair. So I love how it like goes down on his side of his face here like this. I'm so excited to root my first baby after the course that I'm taking. So this is, some of it is mono rooted. I tried to be extremely careful in the front with mono rooting. So most of what's in the front here and some throughout the head is one hair, one single hair. The eyebrows certainly around the hairline, you know, just so it looks the most natural. Oh, and his eyelashes are blonde as well. And then I can't say that the back of his head and like the rest of the rooting is mono. It's micro, you know. There's probably 2 to 3 hairs in some of the holes, and some of them it's mono. Okay, so that's his head. And let me take this onesie off so you can see his floppy body. And like I said, he's pretty heavy. I like a heavy baby. I like a pretty stuffed baby, but I wanted him to feel very kind of floppy and posable. So he definitely is that. As you can see, he doesn't have a whole lot of polyfill in there, but he has a lot of glass beads. I always put 3 in. There's one at the bottom, and then one in the middle, and then one right up at the top. And they're pretty big. Does he oh, and you know what? He has the silicone beads in his bum. I'm going to turn him over and show you. So he has 2 separate pouches. Do you see his bum? And they are the little silicone beads. I've done that in a couple of babies that I have. It's okay. You know, I think it gives it a nice effect. It definitely makes it kind of plump, and I don't know if any of you have a baby where you've felt this before, but I can, like, because he's so floppy, I can feel it. I can get right in there and feel it. It's squishy, it's pouncy, you know, so it gives it a more stable feel, more realistic feel than the polyfill. So his bum has the silicone beads in it. I am dying to get my hands on a partial silicone, and what I want to do is fill the cloth body with those silicone beads. They're expensive. I feel like maybe $25, $30 for a bag of them. I think it's around that, because I want to say I bought 2 bags and it was around $50. So, you know, and you would need probably a whole bag to do a whole body. If you were going to do a silicone kit and fill the body with all of that, you would need definitely one whole bag. But yeah, I'm going to do that sometime in the future. Bountiful Baby. Is it Bountiful Baby? I think so. Bountiful Baby has some really nice, amazingly priced silicone kits. So I think I haven't done a partial silicone before, and I really want to, so yeah, sometime in the future I will do that, and it'll be up for sale. So maybe I'll do that the next baby that I make, although I do have quite a few kits as of right now. I don't necessarily need to buy another one, but that's something that I want to do in the future. So yeah, isn't he just so sweet? I love how, like, see how he can just curl all up? I love babies like that. He has fine glass beads up to the knee. I usually fill right until about here, because I like some of it to be squishy, you know. And it helps it to move a little bit too when it's not solidly packed with glass beads. It kind of depends. I change it up. It depends on the baby, really. So, okay, I I'm just going to put a onesie and a sleeper on him. Nothing special. So like I said, I'm going to wash that and send him home in that he had on. I wash all of the clothes, whether it's new or not. So if I send home an outfit, or if you buy one of my babies, I have washed, most likely, I've washed everything. It doesn't mean that it's used. I just think that it's really important to do that before I've packed a baby in the clothing. And even, you know, I know that some people are not going to wash the clothes when they get it home. And I just feel like it's important to do so because we want to protect our dolls. I always put socks on my reborns when I put footies on them, sleepers on them. I'm just going to use this one. It's a Carter's child of mine. I got it at Walmart. It's nothing special, but it's cute. And he wears a newborn size, solid newborn. I have tried 0 to 3 on him, and it's way too big. And you know, I don't think he would fit in a preemie. I think that would be too small. Possibly if it was, he would definitely fit in a preemie onesie. This is newborn. It fits perfect, you know. So he solidly fits into newborn size. What else do I have to tell you about him? I don't think anything. I think I hit all of it. Oh, he has a scented wafer inside him. Oh, geez. Look at all that lint. And I put one of those, not even a whole one, usually a half. I put a half of one of those little wafers inside the babies. And if you don't like that, it can be taken out. And you can even do that yourself, because I do send home a couple zip ties with my babies, at least one. I think that's important too, you know, because I do understand that people, like, you know, it's a possibility that a limb can be pulled off if you're fairly aggressive. And you know, maybe you want to get in there and restuff or something. So I do send a zip tie home with you, so you could pop his head off if you needed to, and you could take that out, or you could ask me and I could do it for you. And he can come home as a girl or a boy. I see a boy. I do not see a girl at all on this little face. So he will go home as a boy if not asked to be a girl. You know, this is a little boy for sure. Aw, this looks cute. I've had him in this before. So, aw, what a little sweetie. I think I'm gonna give him a bottle. So, yeah. Like I said, he's on my eBay, and I will link it in this video, and my eBay is also linked in other videos and on my bio. I also have the Nevaeh sculpt. I've painted her as an ethnic reborn. She is on my eBay as well. I just put her up yesterday. So Caspian's been on the eBay for a little bit. I just lowered his price, so I think that he's a really affordable price for the quality of the work and what you're going to get. And Nevaeh is also on there. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. And if you have any questions, please feel free to, you know, shoot me a message via email or right on here. Or you can message me on eBay. yeah, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button and to like this video so you can stay updated on all of the things that I have coming up for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.